How does a boy who couldn't even afford proper boots rise from the dusty streets of Kaduna to become one of Europe's most wanted defenders before turning 21? How does someone go from patching torn shoes just to play to locking down some of the best attackers on the international stage? And with the whole continent watching, is Benjamin Frederick about to become Nigeria's next defensive legend? Or football's next big transfer battle? He was just a kid walking through the dusty streets of Kaduna in a place locals simply called television, where dreams were louder than opportunities and football was more than a game. It was survival, identity, hope. No boots, no sponsors, no guarantees. Just a ball, sometimes not even that, and a belief that somehow, someway, he could change his life. Nights came with doubt. Mornings came with hunger, and every time he stepped onto those uneven pitches, he wasn't just playing, he was fighting. Fighting for a way out, fighting for a future no one around him had ever seen. This is not just a football story. This is the rise of Benjamin Frederick, a journey carved through struggle, discipline, rejection, belief, and destiny. From hustling for torn boots in Kaduna to stepping onto European grass, from unknown streets to wearing the badge of a nation, his story is still being written. But make no mistake, the world is starting to pay attention. And before we go deeper into this journey, if you love stories like this, raw, real, and inspiring, make sure you subscribe and don't miss what's coming next, because this is only the beginning. Benjamin Frederick was born on May 28, 2005, in a region close to Kaduna State, growing up in a modest environment where resources were scarce but ambition was limitless. The area called television wasn't known for producing global stars, but it produced something more dangerous: resilience. As a young boy, Benjamin watched older players dominate local games, often barefoot or wearing broken boots, and instead of being discouraged, he was inspired. His father couldn't always provide new boots, but Benjamin refused to let that define him. He scavenged, repaired, borrowed, whatever it took to stay in the game. Because for him, football wasn't optional. It was the only way forward. At Samoyben Football Academy, founded by Super Eagles winger Moses Simon, Benjamin's raw talent began to take shape. The conditions weren't perfect, far from it. Muddy pitches, uneven ground, unpredictable conditions, but that was his laboratory. That's where he built his strength, his reading of the game, his timing, his fearlessness. He stayed longer after training, chased every ball like it mattered, because to him, it did. Every moment was preparation for something bigger. Transitioning to ABSFC in 2022, he stepped into senior football with intensity, making his debut in February and quickly earning man of the match performances. But success didn't slow him down, it pushed him harder. Facing stronger, more experienced opponents in Nigeria's competitive leagues, he adapted quickly, learning not just to survive, but to dominate. By October 2022, he moved to Nasarawa United, gaining valuable experience across defensive roles, proving versatility and mental strength. But every step forward came with challenges, mistakes, criticism, self-doubt. Yet through it all, one belief never left him: football is the way out. And then came the leap that changed everything. August 2023, Brentford, England, a new world, a new pace, a new level. When he landed in West London, everything felt different, faster, sharper, less forgiving. The margin for error shrank instantly. Simple passes felt heavy, decisions had to be quicker, smarter. For a moment, doubt crept in, but only for a moment. Because Benjamin adapted the only way he knew how, by working harder than everyone else. Training sessions became battles. Every mistake became a lesson. Every improvement became fuel. Playing in the Brentford B setup, he started to stand out. Full matches, cup competitions, consistent performances. Coaches saw something different in him: composure under pressure, fearless tackling, intelligence in positioning. He wasn't just reacting anymore, he was anticipating, reading the game before it unfolded. By April 2024, Brentford made it permanent, a 4-year deal. That moment wasn't just a contract, it was proof. Proof that the kid from Kaduna belonged. But if that was the first test, what came next would define him. On the international stage, 2023 became a turning point. At the U20 AFCON in Egypt, Benjamin played every single minute, helping Nigeria secure third place and qualify for the World Cup. That tournament wasn't just exposure, it was a statement. And at the World Cup in Argentina, he didn't just participate, he dominated. Calm, composed, commanding. Scouts noticed, big clubs noticed, the whispers began. Then came May 2025, the moment every young Nigerian footballer dreams of. A call to the Super Eagles, a debut against Jamaica in the Unity Cup, high pressure, big stage, expectations heavy. But Benjamin didn't look like a debutante. He played the full match, composed, confident, unshaken, passing clean, defending smart, winning duels. That performance didn't just earn him praise, it earned trust. Since then, he's been called up regularly, sometimes playing out of position at right back, showing versatility that coaches value deeply. Fans began calling him a defensive gem, comparing him to greats who wore the green and white before him. But Benjamin's mindset remained simple. I'm not here to fill a spot, I'm here to stay. And just when everything seemed to be aligning, the next challenge appeared. Not on the pitch, but around him. Brentford knew what they had, a player with potential, discipline, and rising value. But football is business, and in football, talent attracts attention. Clubs across Europe, Spain, Germany, France, began watching closely. Because defenders like Benjamin are rare. At one point, 8'7" meters, strong in the air, fast in recovery, calm with the ball, tactically flexible. He fits the modern game perfectly. But what truly sets him apart isn't physical, it's mental. The way he reads play, the way he positions himself, the way he refuses to panic. He's not flashy, he's effective. And in football, that's priceless. Brentford faces a decision: develop him or risk losing him. Because the upcoming AFCON could change everything. One great tournament and his value could skyrocket. For Benjamin, it's not just about clubs, it's about choices. Push for more minutes or wait patiently, stay and grow or move and risk. Every decision matters, every performance matters, because now the world is watching. And just when you think his story is reaching its peak, another layer unfolds. Because greatness is never a straight path. There are always setbacks, pressures, expectations that test not just skill, but character. And for Benjamin, the biggest battle isn't against opponents, it's against stagnation. Against becoming just another name. Because he doesn't want to be good, he wants to be elite. The kind of defender who defines eras. The kind of player who changes games. The kind of name people remember. From Real Madrid-style dreams to Premier League battles, from local pitches to global stages, the journey is far from over. And here's the truth. This isn't just his rise. This is his preparation. Because the next chapter, that's where legends are made. So if you followed this far, don't stop here. Check out the other video on this channel where we break down more about rising stars and future legends. Because stories like this don't come often. And when they do, you don't want to miss them.